Hello, what is up guys? I'm here today, back with another Black Desert video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the most recent patch that came to Black Desert on August 2nd of 2023, going over all the events, as well as major changes that came with the patch. This week's patch brings the really in-depth event in the underwater realms, and yeah, there's a lot to cover with that, so I'm not going to waste much more of your time in the intro. Just quickly before we get to it, if you're new to the channel, new to Black Desert, or you've been watching videos on the channel and still have not subscribed yet, please consider it. It helps to grow my channel, and you'll stay up to date with new content, and without further ado, let's get into it and start off with the events like we do every single week. And the first event is a pretty quick one. It is another Twitch Drops event. So for these, all you're going to do is link your Black Desert account right here with your Twitch account, and you'll receive rewards for watching your favorite streamers, including Evil Duosarm over on Twitch. But you can watch anybody that has drops enabled on their channel to get the different items. We have things like the event currencies in here, as well as the dice that you're going to be using for the event. So definitely something to do. Link your account if you're watching people over on Twitch for some bonus rewards. And then we get into the actual real big event here. Ride the cool wave of the Sea Palace. So this event is absolutely massive. It's basically a senior thesis as far as writing here. It's probably bigger than my senior thesis was to become a rocket scientist. So I'm going to try and step you through it and make it easier for you to understand. And the first thing you're going to need to do is head over here in Black Desert. So for most people, you're in the mainland. There's another way to get to this in the Land of Morning Light, but for most people in the mainland of the game, you're going to head over right here on the map. Vell, you'll see a little whirlpool icon on your map. When you get here on a character that is over level 30, needs to be at least level 30, go ahead and press the comma key on the keyboard to bring up your Black Spirit. Click on the Quest tab, Event, to the Morning Light Sea Palace, this option right here down at the bottom. Accept that quest, and if it doesn't already put a waypoint on your map, go ahead and right-click it to bring up a waypoint, which will take you to some NPCs over in Vell, so I'll meet you over at those guys. When you get over here, you're going to see a couple of turrets and a sign in between them. Go ahead and interact with the sign in between them, which will then place a waypoint on your map back up where we just were, because why not make it like that, huh? And when you get back up here, you're going to see a turret over here to the left. Go ahead and interact with them. Click on the chat option, how do I get to the Sea Palace? And then the turret on the right will have a couple of chat options, diving like a pro, and how can I get to the Sea Palace? And after you pick up both of those interactions, you can jump on top of this rock with this big old glowing thing right here, and press the R key on the keyboard. Once you've interacted with that, then you're going to hit W, Shift, and Space at the same time to dive into the water. This will teleport you to the Sea Palace. And once you get down here, you're going to see a whole little world underneath the ocean, which is kind of cool. Now, the next thing that the patch notes say to do is put in a code into the Redeem Coupon Code section. Under Adventure Support, Redeem Coupon Code, you're going to type in Palace in the Ocean, all caps, PALACEINTHOCAAN. Palace in the Ocean. Use. And that's going to give you an outfit box that's one of the 7-day outfit boxes. Right here, this da-da-da-dum diving suit set. It only lasts for 7 days, but, you know, might as well get it, I guess. Next, we have a bunch of different NPCs to interact with here. The first one's going to be right in front of you, Customers Offered Gopdul. Interact with them and accept their quest. This will place a waypoint on your map over here to the left, so just go ahead and run over to that. Interact with Customers Officer over there, and then select the next quest from them. However, before we leave this area, let's head over to the NPC that's hiding in this cage right here and talk to Go Young and accept their quest. This should place a waypoint on your map, but if it doesn't, right-click the quest over here, Go Young's Ploy, and accept that quest and run on over to the waypoint that it marked. So just follow the path on the ground. Interact with the luggage bundle on the ground. You then have the next quest, Go Young's Ploy, accept that quest line there. Follow that waypoint to the next one that it places on your map. And then at this point, this quest seems to be bugged. I tried watching the cutscene, I tried abandoning it and restarting it, and all of those good things, and it just doesn't seem to work. So, yeah, we'll save that one and come back to it someday if it ever lets you finish it. LOL, at this point, you can continue along with the Sea Palace Guide Princess's questline right here, and continue along the adventure. So follow to that next waypoint. Get over here and interact with the custom officer once again, accept the next quest line, and this will path you to another location here. We've already run through here before, but yeah, just interact with the NPC here again, and match through the dialogue options, accept the next portion of the quest, and we're going to clear out the stuff located around here now. So, we see the NPC Shellfolk Youngben over here. Go ahead and interact with them, accept their quest. Their quest is going to drop you like right around the corner. You'll see an NPC down here, interact with them. Take the next quest in that chain, match through the dialogue, completes that, take the next quest in the chain. It might not place a waypoint immediately for you, so make sure to pick the Running Once More quest over here to head over to where you need to, which is back through these double doors. And down over here, you should see an NPC inside of this building. Match through the dialogue here to complete that quest, and just keep mashing through dialogue. It should place the waypoint back on your map, but here we're heading back up to the NPCs up on that little pavilion area. Interact with them to complete the quest, keep on mashing through the dialogue here, and complete it once more to get the Sea Palace Reward Seal, which is the event currencies for this, as well as a Shipwrecked Pirate Treasure Chest. So that's one of the event quests done. We can now head over to the Sea Palace Guide quest that we were running earlier and continue along with this quest chain. So head up the path here, and on your way you'll see the NPC Durong. Go ahead and interact with them to complete that quest. We'll accept Dragon King Daughter thing here and accept that one. Just continue mashing through the dialogue here. The next portion of this quest requires you to head up into the building straight ahead, so while we're on our way there, we'll interact again with the Customs Officer Gapdal. Interact with them to complete that quest line a little bit, mash through the dialogue a bit further, and then we're going to make sure to select the Dragon King and Daughter quest line again over here on the right, which is again straight ahead into this building. Go ahead and interact with the Prime Minister. To complete that portion of the quest line, mash through the dialogue. Straight ahead, you'll see another NPC up here, Dragon King. Interact with them for some knowledge. Chat with them. And that'll play another cutscene. And after that cutscene plays, we're going to switch back to Sea Palace Guide quest line here, because that's going to send us on to the next location. So pick up the Sea Palace Guide quest, and follow that waypoint around. That'll drop us off at the Customs Officer once again. Accept that quest line, mash through the dialogue, and continue along. While we're up here, we have an NPC to get some knowledge here, so go ahead and talk to them. And then to our left, we're going to see the Currency Exchange quest NPC right here, Hyuni, which is going to allow you to exchange those dragon seals for various items. So we're not going to come here yet, we'll look at that later, but just letting you know that's where the NPC is. We can continue along with the Sea Palace Guide quest line, so continue to walk forward down this little staircase and make a left. Interact with them once more, mash through the dialogue, accept the next portion. We're then going to select the Dragon King and Daughter quest line, since that's right here. So the quest line we picked up back at that pavilion, we'll finish it off right here, talking to this NPC. Mash through the dialogue with them. So now we're going to go to the Sea Palace Guide, The Way Out. We'll accept that quest line next, which will send us further on down this way. Interact with the guy once again up here, mash through the dialogue. And this is how you leave the region, is up on top of this little mountainy thing here. So in the middle, you'll see a map. You interact with the map, and it will take you back to the surface. So whenever you're ready to leave the event area, this is where you go to leave it. Now, we're not ready to leave yet, so we'll accept the next quest here, Dragon King and Daughter. And that's going to take us back up towards the pavilion, so from here, we'll just, jump on down. Interact with the diary on the table here. It'll play another cutscene. After that cutscene plays out, wait a second, because it's not going to let you do it right away, and interact with the Princess Diary once again. And then you'll read another quest that says how to rise to the surface, interact with that. You'll then be guided on another path, so just follow the waypoints here again. And while you're pathing over there across this bridge, on the left you're going to see a thing that says Netherworld Bridge when you walk by it, so interact with that to get the knowledge, because knowledge is power. And when you get up here, you're going to interact with the map, click on the chat option, and select Teleport Dragon King and Daughter, Biot County. Accept that quest. When you get dropped off here, if it doesn't provide you a quest marker immediately, select Dragon King and Daughter over here on the right side from your quest tab, and head over towards that little pavilion-looking thing that you can see out ahead. Chat with them, mash through the dialogue. It should place another waypoint on your map off into that general direction out there, so head on that way. Up here, interact with the Dalball Stream node. Run and jump over here to the Village Child, interact with the Village Child. You then should see, hidden by the light over there, another spot to walk towards out in that direction, so head over there. Cutscene will play when you get close enough to it. You can then run forward and see a little glowy thing here, so just run into that. And when you get here, go ahead and interact with the unconscious boy. And you'll see the Dragon King's Daughter. Wow, we did it! Just mash through the dialogue there. And then the game's going to make you run all the way back to the next entrance point, because that's good quest design. So, yeah, I'll meet you back down when we get to the jump-in point. Now, before we jump back into the Swirling Sea Palace after completing that quest, on your right on the road leading up to the jump-in, you're going to see the NPC Shim the Blind. Go ahead and interact with them and complete or start their quest series. You're going to thank me later for this one, because this is another event quest here that you have to do, that you'd have to come back for, like I'm coming back for right now. So, before you jump into the water, make sure to pick up that quest line there, and then we can jump back into the water here. Shift W space, you'll jump forward and dive into the water. This drops you back off in the middle over here. We are going to select the Dragon King and Daughter questline once more. And that's going to drop you off back down here once more. Run straight ahead all the way up back to that little building in the middle there. Ignoring the waypoint. It's going to place a waypoint like 4,000 units away. Just ignore it completely. We're just going to run right up to the Dragon King and interact with them. Mashing through the dialogue is going to play another cutscene. And then it'll have completed that little chain. So now that we've got those quests done, we're going to head back over to this rabbit and interact with it again, and the interaction will work. So that rabbit that wouldn't let you interact with it before, or at least it didn't let me interact with it, it lets me interact with it again now. So again, that's that Go Young's Play quest line. So you now should be able to talk to the rabbit and continue along with the quest line. Stupid. Just keep mashing through the dialogue though, and follow this to the next waypoint. Interact with this thing on the ground. The thing, it's a person. Nice. Follow the waypoint again. Interact with the old man up on the cliff that just popped up and just mash through that dialogue series. And that will complete another questline series right there. So that'll be finish exploring Go-Young's ploy. Now the next one's a bit more difficult to find. For this one, we're going to start off in the main little like pavilion area with the building right in front of you. Head up the stairs, heading towards the left side of the building. And you'll see like a little ledge here. We'll walk down this. We will jump across over here. And then we're going to jump into this little area right here. I missed the jump, but that's okay. You'll see the daughter right there that we found a while ago. We can interact with her to complete the quest here and get our third event currency set. So now we have 3 of those boxes as well as 30 event currencies. And then to complete the last little event quest series, you're going to need to once again have accepted the quest before we jumped into the water here. So if you did not accept that quest before jumping into the water, you're going to have to teleport back to Napu's Middle Village using that little mountain altar thing and then fly your way back over here. But after you've accepted that quest before the jump in, it's pretty straightforward. It's see Shim Cheong, so go ahead and talk to them over here. Mash through the dialogue, follow the waypoint on the ground to the Netherworld Gate, interact with that, mash through the chat here again, follow the waypoint once more, interact with the maiden up at the top, just mash through the dialogue here, and then we need to head back over to Shim Cheong, interact with them, mash through the dialogue, that'll place another waypoint on your map to interact with the giant pearl clam. Down here, interact with that, go back to Shim Cheong, interact with them, mash through the dialogue, places another waypoint, go read a book, mash through the dialogue with that, go back and interact with Shim Cheong, interact with them again, mash through the dialogue, places another waypoint on your map, go interact with that, mash through that dialogue, places another waypoint around the corner, which is up this little staircase, mash through that dialogue, places another waypoint down below here. When you get down here, walk through the little watery gate thing, and you're going to be swimming towards the goals, and you can hit these little bubbles on your way to recover oxygen. So Q is down, E is up, interact with the little thing here, mash through that dialogue. When you've done with that, we can return back to the main area over here. If it doesn't place a waypoint, right-click the Shim Cheong thing and go ahead and run back over this way. Interact with her, mash through the dialogue. Should place another waypoint. If it doesn't, right-click it. Interact again, mash through the dialogue. Right-click once more to bring up the waypoint again. Interact again, mash through the dialogue. Talk to the catfish guy right next to you, mash through that dialogue again. Right-click to pick up the quest once more if you've lost it, heading back up the stairs. Interact once more, mash through the dialogue. Places another waypoint on your map, pathing over to the big map upstairs again. When you get back up to the top of this, interact with the mystical map, click on the chat option, and hit teleport Shim Cheong Oldul Strait. It may or may not place a waypoint for you. If it doesn't, right-click to bring up the waypoints and begin running again. When you get up here, interact with Shim the Blind once more, interact, mash through the dialogue, and that will complete, giving you the 4th event completion, which is the final of the 4 main event little quest storylines that you can do at this point. From here, we can go back to the Sea Palace and jump in, except I missed. Oh gosh, that's embarrassing. It's okay, because if you miss, I think you can just swim into it, so we're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Alright, so we've completed those event quests here, and we can look at the rewards. First, we got 4 of these Shipwrecked Pirate Treasure boxes, which we can open up and have chances at some cool stuff. And we also got 40 of these Sea Palace reward seals. You can see the exchanges available to you right there. So we got Advice of Valks plus 100, which is neat. McGrory Whale Furniture, some different items, a bubbly diving suit. So yeah, all in all, some interesting items that you can pick up from this. Now, you'll notice that there are only 40 of these, but a lot more rewards that you can pick up, and the other things you're going to get for those seals are going to be from other quest lines. And the first one of these events is going to be the race between the rabbit and the turtle. So this one's going to go off once every single hour, and you'll need to find the NPC Darong over here. They're located relatively near the central little pavilion area that we've been going to for all of these events. But go ahead and find the NPC Darong and click on the quest tab. There are 2 quests that you can do here, a weekly, so go ahead and accept that quest, as well as a repeatable that is every single day. After you've accepted those quests, you can go ahead and bet on which one you think will win, either the rabbit or the turtle on the race that's about to come up. I'm gonna bet on the turtle. So this is gambling. It's gonna cost you one of the Sea Palace reward seals that we've gotten in order to enter into this competition here. But anyway, after you've done that, all you gotta do now is wait for the race to begin. So we've got to wait until every hour, so we got 3 more minutes until this one will kick off. And after the race finishes, whichever animal won, there will be an NPC that you can exchange with to exchange your ticket. So in this case, I bet on the turtle, so I can click on the chat option and hand over the ticket with the turtle, which will complete that quest there. And then you can go over to the NPC Hyunyoung and accept your rewards for completing that. So I guessed right, and I won 2 sets of things right there. Now, in addition to those 2 quests right there is one more weekly that you can take, so make sure to pick that one up as well. Same NPC is going to have them for you. And the second one that you get right is going to give you the Shipwrecked Pirate Treasure Chest that we've been getting from all of these different things. Now, the second one of these is the Invasion of Baby Vell. So for this one, it'll kick off at the times that you see right here on your screen. And for this one, you got to do a certain little mechanic. In your inventory, for have completed the little storylines at the start of this video, you'll have a Frozen Palace Soldier transformation scroll that you can use to fight Baby Vell. And what you'll need to do is transform into that little turtle there by clicking on it to summon the turtle, and then pressing the R key to go inside of the soldier. Also, before Baby Vell spawns, make sure to pick up the quest from the NPC Durong, who's again located right in the central pavilion area. Accept the quest to complete Baby Vell, the weekly quest. And then as far as actually like fighting against it, what you gotta do is run forward with this character by W shifting into these little portal things right here. And they'll jump you up to the roof of the building. Oh, I missed. So when you get up to the roof of the building, you'll see these other little teleporters here. Arrange your character so that it's facing towards Vell, which will be out there when the water geyser goes off, so just look out in that direction. Yeet yourself towards Vell, and then hit the left mouse button to throw a water bottle at it. And then rinse and repeat this process of going on top of these little water cannon-y things, shooting up into the sky. And then after it's dead, you should be able to loot its body over here on this bridge in front of the pavilion, which you'll then be able to turn in the quest back up at the NPC over here, Durong, and complete the Baby Vell quest line. The next quest line is going to be located off to the right side of this pavilion, if you were facing the main central area there. And you'll see the NPC, Sim Chung, that we were dealing with earlier throughout the story stuff here, who will have a series of quests that you can do. These are weekly quests where you bring her various raw resources, and she provides you different items that you need. So you get your seals, as well as items that you use for upgrading your boat, and more items for upgrading your boat. So these are weekly quests that you can do. This quest event series is running for a couple of weeks here, so it's a nice way to pick up some items that you would need if you're trying to upgrade your boats, plus get some seals along the way. Make sure to do those, especially if you're interested in the sea content in the game. Next up, we have the Black Spirits Adventure for the underwater theme here. So as you play, you'll be able to claim these rewards here and select these various die. You can then activate them from inside of your inventory in order to put them into your storage. Then go to the Escape menu, Reward, Ancient Black Spirits Adventure, and you'll be able to play the new Ancient Black Spirits Adventure. Yay! If you roll a green die and land on a green space, you'll get bonus rewards. And if you roll a pink die and land on a pink space, you'll get bonus rewards. But that's pretty much it with that one. Pretty nice. So those are all of the quests that provide actual like seals. You can then exchange those seals at the NPC Hyuni. Again, interact with them. Quest tab, and you'll be able to exchange for all sorts of different items that you see right here. The notes themselves have a little preview of the diving suit, so if you want to check it out and tell you what it gets, it gives you additional time for breathing underwater, which is pretty cool. We then have one more hidden quest here that we can do. So starting from the pavilion, look to the left and follow this little pathway over here, back in this direction through the gate, over to the right this way, and just keep running along the ground here, keep running all the way back, take this little door here, around this way, through this door, and all the way in the back here, you'll see the NPC Dorio that we can interact with down here. Talk with them, and there's a quest called Unexpected Encounter, and match the dialogue there. Now, once you have 4 of those iridescent shellfish, you can bring them to Shimshung and hand them in for a little box that can hold up to 50 fish, so I guess that's neat. But yeah, make sure to check out this NPC back here. And then that is it as far as the event. So there's a ton of stuff there. It's a huge, huge, huge portion of the video. And here's the thing, we haven't even gotten into the patch notes yet, so let's start working through those. First things first, we have the big event, and it's already covered. Next, we have 2 new hairstyles for females and 1 new hairstyle added to male classes, so that's cool if you want to change the appearance of your characters. Next up, the cross-leg social animation is available on female characters now. It was available on males before. To use it, press the Enter key and then click on the social action button right here, and then all the way at the bottom you should see the animation for leg cross if you click it. And then your character will be able to use the new leg cross animation. So, there you go. 2 new Old Moon Furniture workshops have been added into the game. If you don't know what these are, I have a video guide on it that tells you how to craft from them. Basically, they let you craft Pearl Shop furniture that you'd have to spend real-life money on using in-game resources that you obtain by playing. So, fashion's the true endgame, which is fantastic. Plus, look at this little toy house-looking one. Neat. Or you can go for the bamboo-themed one as well. Also neat. Pet levels have been officially removed. They already changed some of this that made it so that their levels didn't matter. Now the levels have been removed. Tiers are still there, just levels are removed. Now here's an interesting one on the life scaling side. The maximum price for certain items has been increased on the central marketplace. So all these different timbers, as well as planks, as well as plywoods, have all had their maximum values improved, such that they cost more money now. And then in addition to that, the NPCs that sold planks are no longer selling planks, so you can't buy them off of vendors anymore because of this price increase. This is going to probably improve the value that you get from various gathering activities that you could do, because it doesn't cover just wood, it covers saps, fruits, and all sorts of other items, leathers, bloods, all those different things. Even cooking is going to get whacked by this, because things like the, I don't know, lion meat, scorpion meat, snake meat, all of these things got buffed in price as well, by like 33%. So, yeah, gathering income is going to improve from this, but I think trade, processing, and all those different activities that make money currently, those are going to take a bit of a hit here, because ultimately the Imperial boxes you made from them didn't get a buff in price. So all in all, a buff to gathering, hunting, and farming, but a nerf to things like trade crates, as well as Imperial cooking and alchemy. Next up, they have an essay about how they changed the drops for a bunch of different locations in the game that are at the higher end stuff to make it a little easier to pick up some different items, and essentially make it so that there was more value for you to grind the higher end spots than centaurs. We'll see what that actually does, because centaurs is pretty nice, man. Moving on from that, the Valencia Part 2 questline has been made optional in the game. So before, this was a main story questline that the game kind of sent you towards and made you do. I've recommended to every single person during my live streams, do not touch this questline. So it's nice that it's being made optional now. So if you want to do it, it's still an optional quest, but if you want to like keep your sanity, you don't have to touch that questline anymore. The Sea Palace has been added. We already went through all of this stuff in there. There's a ton of information in it to go. You can now bind the Find My Items and Monster Zone info to hotkeys so that you can just hit buttons and bring them up, so I guess that's cool. A new feature has been added, allowing you to enhance items with your friends at the same exact time, so you can all watch yourselves fail. It provides no benefits other than being able to watch everybody's upgrade at the same time. And then beyond that, nothing else too major that came with this patch. So, massive patch, definitely going to want to take advantage of the Sea Palace area here and work your way through it. Now's your turn to let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you excited for this event? You all happy about it? You could join any of the changes that came with this patch? Let me know. Comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next YouTube video, Twitch live stream, or wherever I happen to see you. Dice.